Ready to dive deeper than ever before? Imagine stepping away from the noise, the distractions, and the endless race for success, and discovering something far more profound, a hidden dimension of yourself that's always been there, waiting to be unlocked. So, the true meaning of retreat is the retreat from your usual self, from your usually mentally and emotionally constructed self. This retreat isn't just about a break from the outside world. It's about breaking free from the version of yourself you've been carrying all along. Forget the usual hustle and prepare to unearth the stillness and power within that can transform everything you thought you knew about who you are. This journey isn't about finding answers. It's about stepping into the life-changing realization that you've always been so much more than you imagine. Let's go beyond what you thought was possible. Even if some of you don't understand what I mean by awakening just yet, you will by tomorrow at the latest, unless you decide to flee. Do yourself a favor and give it a go. So, there's the ordinary, surface-level self that we all possess. Many people who haven't woken see this as their own reality. It's the same as claiming to be extremely wealthy without actually knowing it. In other words, you're living it up. When I tell someone they lack it, what I truly mean is that they are unaware of a more profound aspect of their own identity. Not knowing oneself at a fundamental level is the genuine definition of deprivation. There is therefore a deeper self in addition to the conventional self. And this is where we're going, retreating so that you can find out who you really are beneath your surface identity. And that realization does not occur in a theoretical sense. On the final day of this retreat, you might not have much more to say about your authentic inner self than what you have thus far. However, you may have profound personal experience with it and be very attuned to it. But what are your thoughts on the matter? How would you describe my true nature? Not being in the realm of conceptualizing makes it difficult to state anything. You initially come across it while you are in a state of alert stillness, such as right now, when you aren't required to know your own identity. In order to experience this place to its fullest, you are not required to recall your name at this moment. You may be completely present and authentic right now without worrying about your past. To experience being totally present and authentic, it is not necessary to recall your past. Astounding indeed. The world's perception of your success or failure, your personal past, your name, your background, and your sense of presence are all irrelevant to this experience. None of that is relevant here, in an instant, since we sank further there. So it lacks physical form. Saying, "I have found it now" is never an option. Through this journey, I have discovered my true identity. This is not possible. Doing it that way is incorrect. If you claim, "I have found something," then something must emerge in your range of awareness as a conscious object. This cannot happen. When you take in visual, auditory, or mental information, it manifests as a sense perception in your awareness. Something like, "I have found the answer" as a thought, or "I am looking at the table" as a physical location, can happen. Since it is the everlasting subject, the depth of your being, what we can also refer to as the transcendent dimension, can never be perceived or experienced in that manner. This is the I. Therefore, in a subject-object interaction, it is impossible to know oneself. You are aware of yourself as awareness, aware of awareness itself, not as an object of awareness. That's the most fundamental I, or experience of beingness, that you're experiencing at this very moment. Why wait? For what reason put off saying, "Oh, finally, I've got it," till the very end of the retreat? So, you understand now, huh? Being authentic takes no time at all. It has taken time to mislead you so completely, yet being who you are takes no time at all. That is a quotation from A Course in Miracles. I skip the "just wait" and get right to the meat of the matter in the first session because of this precise reason. In the second day, I will bring you closer and in the third, all you can do is wait. You're going to succeed. It's instantaneous and ever-present. Here and now, you are. Always. Returning to this peculiar matter, nothing really belongs to you until you want to experience your own presence, which isn't really yours but is temporarily claimed as such. You are not need to recall your previous experiences in order to experience your own presence. Think about it. When you dwell on the past, you lose touch with the present and your ability to fully experience life. It's as if you're in a dream or a hypnotic state where your mind controls your thoughts. Or worse, you might wake up in the middle of the night thinking, "My problems, me and my problems." A lot of people see themselves mostly as an unresolved collection of issues, and they dream of the day when they can finally put an end to all of their troubles. Contrary to popular belief, it never does. You are not a collection of issues that must be addressed. Returning to the lovely and easy insight that you are not need to retain any information regarding your identity as your mind informs you is the way to go. This in no way indicates that you have erased all recollection of the past. Yes, they have not departed. Whatever the case may be, they return when called upon. I was going to mention the filing system. It is readily available for use whenever you need it. Discontinue its usage though. So it's like a computer model. There it is, on your computer. You must utilize it immediately. Of course, everything is still available whenever you need it. Is it necessary though to keep it on hand at all times? Does it have to be that way, the disturbing internal dialogue? Do you really want to spend your life weighed down by mental burdens of problem-making, which masquerades as problem-solving, and the constant presence of the heavy entity known as me? Eventually you hope to be liberated and free of all that, and then you can start living. When I can free myself from all these problems, then I can start living. This is an underlying thought for many individuals, even if they don't say it like I am doing right now. And naturally, you can still hold that belief when you're 25 years old. You think, yes, it can still happen when you're 35 years old. Along with the realization that you'll finally start living when you retire at the ages of 45 and 50. You start to look forward to retirement at that point. All right, I'll give it another 3 years and then it will happen. Then you'll be sitting at home on your first day of retirement wondering, what now? Without my role, my societal role, who am I? But now, no one seems to care about my identity. At this point, what should I do? Next, you give golf a shot. When someone laughs, the golf cart is at your disposal as you go around. The ability to drink and socialize is nice for a few weeks, but eventually the discontent sets in again, the same frame of mind. It persists even after you've retired. Actually, when you're not burdened by as many outside issues, you become more cognizant of your unsatisfied thoughts. Nevertheless, mental burden and dissatisfaction persist. There must be a better way to do it. Fortunately, you possess what may be referred to as a depth dimension or transcendent dimension, a space where you metamorphose into something else entirely. Your character is like a ripple on the ocean's surface. No matter how far away someone is, they can only ever describe you in terms of where they are. That individual is it. However, the ripple is an integral part of the ocean as a whole. You don't want ripples in your life, you're afraid of them all, or the ripple doesn't realize it's an issue. Maybe we can make a bigger splash if you join me. Do you intend to wed me? When someone laughs, additionally, we will each be able to bring joy to the other person. Lots of people have tried it, so it's quite annoying to live a content life as a ripple that doesn't recognize the ocean for what it is. It is ineffective. Therefore, the ripple must understand that it is an integral part of something much larger. It changes to fit the ripple when it's no longer a ripple and is instead linked to everything and every other ripple, as well as the center of the universe, and not only on a human level. Truly, that is enlightenment. Once it is understood and the ripple feels that it is just a presence within you, devoid of content, it will be pretty satisfied. On the surface of waves, it doesn't matter if things go wrong. Things can still dissolve or break, and ripples don't endure forever. That persists, but you also have the impression that you can take pleasure in your own identity and the superficial experiences of life. This place is really beautiful. Take a look at all the tiny waves, and the ripple represents, in this comparison, every living thing that you can perceive, including yourself and any other living thing you can perceive in this world, whether it be people or something else entirely. The multiplication of living things is an outward sign of the one life that has taken shape. On top of that, there is just one mind or life force inhabiting all forms of life. When you start to experience an I that is unrelated to your past, future, name, thoughts, or anything else in your mind, just your existence, that's when you'll start to feel the ripple of a much larger awareness. And just like that, we have a relatively cheerful ripple that no longer demands the permanence of things that aren't permanent, so we can marvel at every second of its existence. Furthermore, I am no longer asking that things' mere existence be enough to fulfill me. You're only trying to make me happy. My joy is your purpose in being here. To satisfy me, you have come. The ripple's surface isn't capable of doing that. They are unable to change the circumstances of your life. For a while, they may satisfy you, but eventually they will stop. This occurs in relationships as well as in professions. When you discover activities, nothing provides lasting satisfaction unless you delve further. Satisfaction can be found, and it is unrelated to material possessions. This is a more profound way of being. No matter the circumstances, you will always find fulfillment if you are in touch with it. It is in this tranquility that we seek refuge. Let me tell you about that. You will find it if you take your time. You're here for a reason, so be sure to subscribe before we wrap up this video so you can get a new motivational video every day to help you grow and find yourself so you can be more self-aware. In addition to like the video, comment now in the comment space below. Finally, please forward this message to someone you know who would benefit from some words of encouragement. What a tiny act of kindness could do for someone.